When we're noticing that we're tired, we are burdened with this feeling of life being so heavy, it really comes down to the fact that we're actually unconsciously carrying way more than we need to. You know that that's not sustainable. You're at a point where you are tired of being the strong one. And I know what it feels like. We suffer mentally and emotionally because we're beating ourselves up for not keeping it together and just not managing. And I know that you're managing in so many ways. That's the kind of intention that we bring to life and to everything that we're trying to accomplish, because we're not going to be the weak link in the chain. We want to do our part, but the important thing is that when you're getting to that point and you're noticing, I am just tired, I am tired of being strong, let's simplify that to, again, I feel out of balance. You're noticing it for yourself. And I feel like the starting point in interacting with God and tapping into God's strength at that time is to just be willing. So for me, to start off, I'm always saying to God, okay, God, I am willing to feel differently. We can say vulnerably and openly, God, I need your help. Even though I've already been leaning on you, I'm going to lean more. I am going to be even more intentional. And to me, what ends up happening is that you just decide. You have to give yourself credit for what you're already doing. And you have to stop thinking, if I just do more, then I'll get the credit from outside. Start giving yourself credit for the things that you are doing every day in your integrity, in service, in your willingness. As you give yourself credit and you stop using it as a crutch to, okay, well, maybe then I'll be acknowledged, maybe then I'll feel more worthy. You got to come back to God and just be able to say, help me to be at peace with what I am already doing, and help me to know that I am not responsible to continuously do more and to continuously stay strong for everyone else. Please help me with that. Because you are now saying, I want to be balanced. I want to honor the fact that you require balance within me, that if I'm not there balanced, if I'm not seeking that in this relationship with you of trying to find that, I'm carrying more and I'm kind of leaving you out of the picture. Now, that might be hard to hear, but at least in my experience, that is exactly what I feel like I had to acknowledge for myself, and I was very, very much always talking to God, always praying and so forth. So the fact that we might be still taking it upon ourselves and in our own power, the fact that you are deciding, okay, I am going to give myself credit for what I do, what I'm already achieving, and I'm just going to decide that I want to be even more open with God, and more able to say, I may be out of balance anyway. And that's my desire, is to be in this balance with you, and for life to show me that I have found a better equilibrium, that I'm not trying to do so much and take on so much, which is my own imbalance. And then humbling myself, humbling yourself, it takes humility, to just accept that, okay, I'm in a challenge, because you often wish you weren't. You often wish that, oh, I could handle all this. So the fact that you're feeling tired of being so strong all the time, that's a challenge to face it and go, well, maybe I need to stop. Maybe I need to change up how I move forward in things and how I display my willingness, so that I'm letting people know that I'm going to be more seeking my own balance. Forgiving yourself for not knowing how to do that, it's okay. The fact that you're humbling yourself and just saying, God, I need this help because I'm not there yet. We're really good at what we've been building, which is, our efficiency and our productivity. We're good at those things. Not knowing how this new way of trying to seek a new sense of balance, that it might involve not doing as much, that's something that, we have to forgive ourselves, that, right, it's okay that we feel awkward about it, that we feel like we're not exactly sure how to do it. And it's important then also that we're just being intentionally grateful. If we're deciding, I'm choosing to give myself credit for the things that I do, and I am willing to be humble and accept that this is hard for me, but I really want to face it. I want to face it in a new way. Then also being intentionally grateful that I'm so glad that there is this mind, heart, and spirit capability of, within this circuit, that I am able to come to God and say, I don't really know where I'm at yet, but I really want to be having a better, even approach to life so that I can be a better example, especially for our family, our children. Everybody has learned through like being on a treadmill and just chasing, that at some point, there's some sort of breakdown, some sort of this isn't sustainable. So if we can be saying, I'm just so grateful that I'm aware of this and I have the capacity mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to lean in and ask for the help, and then to receive that kind of guidance, that's an important part of just saying, God, I want to pursue new solutions. I need new perspectives. I don't know what this looks like yet. All I know is I don't like how I feel, and that's letting me know there's an imbalance. And so far, I haven't been able to figure that out on my own. It's just going to help us to stay on our feet and feel like we're grounded and centered and able to be effective, because this is probably going to be a process where, you're trying to tap more into God's strength and understand, what does that look like? How does that feel? And what am I needing to let go of in terms of like stop saying yes if what you really need to do is say no. Assessing things in a way that makes you feel like I'm trying to honor this new approach and I'm figuring it out as I go, And if you feel like an intention statement could be helpful here, then try this. You're coming to God and you're saying, God, I accept that you never asked me to carry everything myself. And I'm willing to figure out better balance, boundaries, and communication as I commit to adapting and growing from my challenges. I trust that you provide wisdom and new solutions as long as I seek and ask for these things. We start with acceptance. I accept. Whatever you accept it fully. Because there's a lot of times when being strong and everything is about resistance. It's like we're not accepting that that's not sustainable, or we're not accepting that we are getting in our own way or whatever. So I accept. That to me is a major beginning in our intention. And being willing, I am willing. To me, that's really that open door that's saying, I'm willing to see this differently, and I can't mentally figure that out. I can't, so far, get a handle on a different perspective that allows me to be seeing things in more fullness, or allows me to see things in more of a truly dynamic, settled, balanced way, so that I can find my footing and feel like I'm centered and able to be balanced in a time when all I'm feeling is so burdened and overwhelmed. And then trusting, trusting that I know it's there for me, but I'm not exactly sure how it's going to show up, how I'm going to get these cues that help me to go, oh, I never thought about it that way, or, oh, this is how I'm going to speak up for myself and put a boundary in place, or whatever you need. So I'd like to leave you with this. Remember that you are already strong. You do not have to prove that in any way. Relax into the idea that God's strength will help you to find a better balance. Because remember that, there's an energetic component to all the things we do. And tapping into God's strength is simply saying, I'm willing to receive. And I want that to flow more.